from the jury any moment. I'm Savannah Guthrie. Thank you for watching.
We live. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way I came to the internet just to see this. Verdict reached in Johnny Depp's
Hey everybody,
trial.
I'm Yasmin Vasugi and you're watching NBC News Now. Here's what's happening this hour. Breaking news, a verdict expected any moment after 13 hours of deliberations in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation case. We're live outside the courtroom. Plus, gone but not forgotten, Uvalde families remembering the 21 victims of the Texas school shooting. And another day of funerals and memorial services, plus more questions for the police chief after he failed to respond to investigation interview requests. And ramping up production, President Biden announcing a fourth emergency formula flight. Is it enough to meet demand?
Johnny Depp trial. I went on YouTube. I was trying to see what to
All right, we want to begin with the verdict reached in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial. We're expecting the jury to read their decision at this hour. I want to get right to NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson. Steve, walk us through it first, because we were going in there awaiting the verdict. The NBC News Specials was up with Savannah hosting, of course. But then there was kind of a turnaround because the judge essentially said, listen, you left a blank. There needs to be, it seems, a number there. We're not quite sure what they were referring to when it came to the verdict, whether or not it was for Amber Heard's defamation and or for Johnny Depp's defamation. But we know the jury still has some work to do. So talk us through where we're at and what we're expecting here.
Yeah, a lot up in the air right now. A lot of people making inferences because the jury is asking a question, the judge is asking a question about a form, a section in the form where the jury left blank, which is talking, of course, about damages. So the inference is, if there is a request to fill something in that section about how much damages either party receives, that must mean that there was some sort of defamation found on either side. The problem is we don't know which side that is. We don't know which question it's in reference to. So we're sort of just left dangling in the air right now. Again, the inference from a lot of legal experts who are listening to Danny Savalas talk about this is that, they may have ruled that there was defamation in one of the statements, possibly for Heard, possibly for Depp. And because they left it blank, maybe they were sending somewhat of a political statement to say, okay, we're ruling in defamation for you, but we don't feel like you should receive any damages. Remember, the jury has a lot of power here. They not only assign who gets what, or who is ruled a certain way, but also who gets what damages. They set the amount of money that each party gets on both sides, so it could really go either way here. There's also the possibility that they left it blank because they didn't feel like there was any defamation, and maybe during the special instructions there was an instruction to fill something out, whether that be a zero, whether that be $1, $5.
Yeah.
We just don't know at this point. So we're all waiting with bated breath as to what happens next.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real about face. We were expecting this thing to be announced at 3 p.m. Eastern time, awaiting that verdict, obviously, after 9 hours of deliberation. I believe it was last Friday at this point, and they had resumed their deliberations today. Thought it was going to come out, of course, and then this about face from the judge, and I kind of just can't help but wonder what's next. I mean, how long are we expecting this thing to go on? Of course, when the jury goes back into their jury deliberation room and comes back to actually have this verdict read, do we have any sense of timing, or is this just kind of up in the air?
It depends on if it's a matter of process. The jury simply didn't understand the instructions, or if it's a matter of, okay, we've rendered a verdict. We know exactly what we wanted to do. Yeah. We meant to fill something in, and it's simply, they either missed it or they didn't understand the instructions, or if they were trying to make, again, a deliberate statement and it somehow get misinterpreted as to what they were supposed to do in that specific question. You would imagine that just because it is just sort of one part of this 8-page, 42-question form, that they would hammer that out and then come right back and render the verdict. But we don't know. I mean, so there could be, because they left it blank, some now deliberation among the jurors about how much they should award in damages. So then they would have to come up with a dollar amount. That may take more time. We just simply don't know. I was surprised that the jury had a verdict this early. I thought it would have taken several more days. They are determining a lot, the suit, the countersuit, the punitive damages, the compensatory damages on both sides, and then again setting the scales for what damages should be awarded. It's a lot to go through. There was 100 hours of testimony spread out over 6 weeks, dozens and dozens of witnesses, including Heard and Depp themselves. There was audio, video, images, just really the works that the jury had to wrap their heads around. And of course, this is part of it, rendering the verdict, filling out every part in the exact way that the court requires. It's a lot to go through, obviously.
Hey, Steve, stand by for me because I want to bring in NBC News legal analyst Barbara McQuaid, former U.S. attorney and law professor at the University of Michigan Law School. Barbara, let's talk through some of this as Steve and I are trying to kind of hammer this out, but you're really the person we should be talking to as well. And that is kind of the statutes here, what we're expecting, especially in the state of Virginia where these suits were filed, right? Countersuing, suing. I mean, Steve's got a great point, right? We thought this was going to take a heck of a lot longer than it actually did. So I'm wondering now if they have to go back into the jury deliberation room because they left this one, this one area blank in which they need a number. I'm wondering, is this going to take longer than we're expecting if they're having to come up with a dollar value here, considering the fact that you had Johnny Depp suing for $50 million, Amber Heard countersuing then for $100 million?
Sheesh. Yeah, I can tell you that they'll be back within sometime between 10 minutes and 10 days. It is unclear
exact science.
Whether they simply, well, it's unclear whether they just forgot to fill in the blank or whether they just haven't done that work yet. If they miss the point that, oh, now we have to assess the number and they're starting from scratch, that could actually take some time. Although my guess is it's going to be closer to 10 minutes than it is to 10 days because I think they thought they were done. They walked in that courtroom thinking, oh, thank God, I'm going to go home tonight. And now they realize, wait, what? We have more work to do? And so I think they will make quick work of whatever it is they have to do. So I predict we still get that verdict today. But this is a big part of defamation law. It isn't just that you said something false about me that harmed my reputation. It's that it actually cost me something. I was damaged in a particular way. And so there has to be, as the judge said, at least $1 awarded as a minimum, which is sometimes done to send a message that, we think the both of you are just miserable human beings. And so, yes, you proved the case, but we're not going to give you any money because your reputations were already so bad that nothing anyone could ever say about you could make it any worse. Or it could be that one or the other was genuinely demonstrated that their reputation was harmed. Johnny Depp, for example, has argued that he lost his positions in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, the Fantastic Beasts franchise. Those are multi-million-dollar jobs. And so if that was proved, then they got to go back and kind of do the math and figure out how much did he really lose as a result of that, which could take a bit of time.
So it's interesting. So I'm looking at this.
50 million?
The jury, this kind of the jury. You tell me the name of this document here, Barbara McQuaid.
The verdict form?
The verdict form, exactly. Thank you. I did not go to law school, so I'm doing it now. I'm looking at the verdict form here, right? So we're looking at page 8 here.
If she don't stop saying
All right, Barbara, stand by. We're going back to the NBC News special report now, and I believe the verdict is coming.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Savannah Guthrie.
Hi again, everybody. We come back on the air with breaking news about the verdict in the libel trial of Johnny Depp and his ex-wife, actress Amber Heard. We have our focus on the courtroom, and the judge has just re-entered and is about to read the verdict. Let's listen.
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes.
Woo!
Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes.
yes.
Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes.
Yes, sir.
Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes.
Got her ass.
Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes.
Got her ass.
Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
Got her ass.
Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath.
Come on.
That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
Look at her. Look at her.
Look
at her. Emotional.
The publication of this statement.
Emotional.
It conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million.
That's it?
As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public.
Boy, if you don't turn your phone off.
Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
Woo!
2.
Yes, sir.
As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up. Got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
Woo!
As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million.
What?
As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
Got him.
Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, so she gets $2 million.
Jamie?
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Yes. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22.
Yes.
Damn.
Juror number 27.
Yes.
Juror number 29.
Yes.
All right, I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
We've been watching as the verdict is delivered in this Virginia courtroom, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, and the case that Amber Heard counterfiled against Johnny Depp. And what we've seen is a stunning verdict almost entirely in favor of Johnny Depp here. The jury finding that Amber Heard in her 2019 op-ed against the Washington Post did in fact defame him and has awarded $15 million total in damages. As for Amber Heard and her counterclaim, her counter lawsuit against Johnny Depp, there were 3 statements at issue here that were allegedly defamatory. In only one of those statements did the jury find for Amber Heard, and in that case awarded $2 million in compensatory damages, no punitive damages. So it's a mixed verdict somewhat, but as I turn to our NBC News legal analyst, Danny Savalos, it is, in sense, it is a stunning rejection of Amber Heard's story on the stand, her claims of abuse, the jury repudiating and finding that the statements in which she described herself as a victim of domestic violence clearly implicated Johnny Depp and that they were false.
This was no easy path for Johnny Depp as a plaintiff to a finding of liability. In fact, the statements in the Washington Post never even mentioned Johnny Depp by name. So the jury had to draw several inferences. Number one, that Amber Heard was calling herself a victim of abuse, and that Johnny Depp specifically was the one who supposedly abused her. And that means that the jury completely rejected Amber Heard's testimony about that abuse. Keep in mind that under the law, as her attorney pointed out, if the jury believed that there was even one instance of abuse, physical or otherwise, then they had to enter a defense verdict for Amber Heard. So that means the jury found zero instances of abuse in that jury room in order to find for Johnny Depp across the board on all three of the statements that he sued upon.
It's a total rejection of Amber Heard's story and her complaint. We want to turn to Kristen Gibbons-Fedden, a former federal prosecutor who was in the Bill Cosby trial, prosecuted Bill Cosby. You know, I look at the verdict form for Amber Heard's lawsuit against Johnny Depp. As I mentioned, there were 3 potential statements that were allegedly defamatory. In one of them, the jury finds for Amber Heard, which is an interesting mixed verdict because in some ways, Kristen, it seems like you find for one, you can't find for the other. What do you make of that?
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting. What I would make of it is that the jury found that there was no abuse or that the attorneys didn't meet their burden of proving that there was abuse. But also that Amber Heard did not set Johnny Depp up on that one night in question when she called the police. So if you kind of look at the verdict form and how they found no defamation for the 2 statements made by Mr. Waldman or Johnny Depp's attorney at the time, who was making those allegations, saying that Amber Heard's allegations were a hoax, those were the 2 statements that the jury said, it's not defamatory. We don't find them false, so there's no liability there. The one that they did find to be defamatory was the one where it says, you know, they set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops. But the first attempt didn't do the trick. That's the statement that they said was defamatory. There's no abuse in that statement. So, in fact, they can find that there was no abuse, but that Mr. Waldman perhaps went a little too far in describing the tumultuous relationship.
Yeah, there is actually an internal consistency with the jury's verdict, and the bottom line is that they don't believe Amber Heard's claims of abuse at the hands of Johnny Depp. But for this defamatory statement that was actually made by Adam Waldman, the attorney for Johnny Depp, they found it defamatory. But as you point out, Kristen, that had to do with whether or not she set him up to make him look like he was doing domestic violence. But did Johnny say it, or did Mr. They obviously said that went a bridge too far. Let me go to Mitra Ahorian, an entertainment attorney. So this is interesting. Now we know the verdict. We also see the damages here.
I want to hear all these people speak.
$10 million.
If they got nothing else to tell me that's important. Fuck it. Oh my God. Thank the Lord we didn't just like succumb to a woman saying something and it just being true. Thank you. Shout out to Johnny. Congratulations, my man. I'm glad you got your money. I'm glad you got your fame back. Hopefully those 2 institutions, because those are very huge institutions, let you back in, let you continue making movies for them. Hopefully, as they got more clarity as to what you're actually paying the $2 million for, hopefully they're not like, oh, well, you still did X, Y, and Z. So hopefully they actually also listen and they know you're paying $2 million for describing a tumultuous relationship a little bit too inaccurately in a defaming way, not anything to do with sexual assault. Like, thank you. Thank the jury for having a brain. Oh my God, it's not every day that we get to see such I don't know how to say such, I don't want to say like good work, but like obviously like this is not something that's common, right? Like it's not common that you get something as accurate as this. Like the court of public opinion actually like I like where the people that are not the jury actually agree with what the jury's decision is. Now I think that Johnny should have got more money. I mean, if he's suing for 50 and you found that, you know, the claim was accurate, I think he should have at least got, 30. But 15, Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm happy with it. He's not going to jail. He's not paying her more than the $2 million for his lawyer, whatever, saying whatever. Hopefully he can rest easy and he can, carry on and have a better relationship with somebody else that'll appreciate him for everything that he probably has to offer in this world. That's it, man. That's it. That's yes. What a great resolution to such, like she said, a 6 week on your toes, just countless memes. We've thrived as a culture. Amber Heard has probably single-handedly saved so many people from crippling depression that it's just unheard of. And thankfully, those people can remain happy now just because she lost. Just because. That is all I have to report on. Thank you. Peace.